Good evening, Marv Meisters. What's going on with y'all? Nice to see everyone. Wanted to come on and jump on for a little bit. Marv had some things come up that she needed to get taken care of, so I'm taking care of this live tonight for you guys. I appreciate everybody coming out. Let's go in here and see who all we got in here. Hey, Mr. Purdue RN. Nice to see you, Honeybee. Let's see, we got Jill, we got J-Locks, we got Roshide, Randy, Wanda from Missouri, Diamond Eyes, what's up, Pam? What's up, D? Jill. I just wanted to talk about, if you guys want to talk a little bit about Delphi. I know you guys have been anxious to talk about Delphi, so I thought I'd do a little bit of Delphi here. What's going on, Mike? Nice to see you, buddy. So what do you guys want to talk about? Let me know what you guys want to talk about. I'll read through the chats here, and I've got a couple videos I want to show. I got one of Richard Allen pulling up and getting out of the van, transport van today, and I've got one who's actually inside the courthouse walking off the elevator, so you guys can get a better look at him as a full person instead of just like the top half of him. So, and also got a clip from one of the news stations talking about the jury trial or the jury selection type thing also. So that I'll show a clip of. But whatever you guys want to talk about, that's why I'm here. You guys let me know. Rose Shy's been catching up on pineapples, huh? Wow. We haven't talked about pineapples for a while around here. Hi, Vanessa. Nice to see you. Trust and Justice. Nice to see you. Digital. What's up, Mr. Farmer? Nice to see you, buddy. D. Hope you're doing better today. We got Christy Adams. What's up, Danger Dave? Good to see you. What's up, Grizz? Nice to see you, buddy. Eden Fox. Nice to see you, Ladybug. There's all kinds of people jumping in here tonight, huh? Don't tell me I'm the only one that's on tonight. That'd be unusual for a Friday. "29 pieces of evidence." No, I haven't, Purdue. Actually, I haven't. I've been more thinking about what the judge and had made decisions on today, basically, and that's all I've been doing. If you want to come up and talk about it, you can. And if I can pull it up on my end, we'll show it if you want, Purdue. I'll drop the link here. Give me a second here. Anybody else who wants to come up, I'll drop the link. All right, guys, there you are. Just drop the link for you guys. Anybody wants to come up, put your 2 cents in, whatever, what they're thinking, what their thoughts are at this point in time. In this case, we could discuss it. I've got a few things rolling in my head at this point in time, so something weird is going on with the prosecutor's side of the case. It's kind of bothering me. Anybody want to come up? Well, if anybody wants to come up, I'm going to go ahead and pull these videos up real quick. Give me just a second here, guys. Share screen. Share screen. Share audio. Wrong one. second, guys. There we are. Here's the video we're going to watch of Richard Allen entering the courthouse, guys. Give me this. If you guys can see this, give me a number one. If you need it or whatever, give me a second. If you need me enlarged out, let me know before I start rolling this. All right, I'm going to go ahead and push play, guys.
Richard Allen, you child murderer! Why did you do it? Shame on you! Shame on you, Richard! You're going to prison for the rest of your life! Shame on you, Richard Allen!
Boy, he was pretty vocal on there, wasn't he? I would have to say that dude was pretty vocal. And now here's the one inside the courtroom. You guys can get a better look at Richard Allen, a full shot of him. Come on. I don't know what happened there. Let's try this again.
Before and bath fitter. Now's the time to call bath fitter
Really?
to get a neat tub of process. There's no mess or bath fitter. It just fits. Visit bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
All right, here we go, guys.
Mr. Allen, anything to say?
17 seconds of Max's hand.
You know, what's so funny about that, guys, is when I was there for the PCA hearing, they would not allow cameras inside the courthouse at that time, and all of a sudden they were letting him inside the courthouse where they could videotape him inside the elevator and everything. They wouldn't allow that to happen last time I was there. You mean the Nightbot? I know. I don't that stuff on William. You know, I question a lot of things, but I mean, if you watched any of the news stations today, they clearly state the judge said there was voluminous amounts of evidence or discovery or whatever, thousands of pages they had. So apparently they've got something concrete on this guy for the judge to make a statement like this. So I really don't know. I wasn't there today. I wish I would have been there so I can get an understanding exactly what was said. Because sometimes, you know, some of the news stations will put a little twist into it so you understand their way of seeing things. And I try not to do that. So Blade's a handful, guys. Yeah, so let me tell you something. He's 2 years old and weighs about 80 pounds, and he took off on me. And before I knew it, before I could react to it, I face planted, basically. Landed on my wrist and my shoulders, and I've been sore for the last few days. So, and when we get to the hearing today, I kind of suspected that the judge was going to keep the gag order in place. I kind of figured that was going to happen. Yeah, I mean, William, I've known plenty of people that have been in jail. Unless you got commissary coming in big time, they don't feed you very well. I mean, they give you the necessities to survive, basically, the nutrients and things like that to survive. And like I said, if you don't have commissary or anything like that, believe me. Thanks, Steve. The bot's not doing its job like it's supposed to. For some reason, it's got a mind of its own. All right, let me go back up here and see if there's. Yeah, I believe I've been questioning the same thing, John France. I'm kind of, because I've asked around, and from my understanding, Nick McClellan has never done a murder case. So this is a big jump for him compared to any other case. So I'm kind of worried about that, honestly, if he's up to the task. And like I said, and I've always thought this, I mean, yeah, I understand that they can throw some rinky-dink garbage in there just to get you locked up so they can continue the investigation and get more evidence on you. I believe this is exactly what the prosecutor's trying to do. They're going to try to slow the whole process down so they can get what they need, and the defense is trying to prevent that from happening. That's how I'm seeing it right now. In my honest opinion, I look at it this way, is that Richard Allen admitted to being on the bridge, admitted to being dressed like BG, and some of his statements don't add up. There's things that he should have said or didn't say that didn't add up. I'm just, and then as to another person involved, I'm kind of questioning that right now, because the prosecutor clearly stated that during the PCA hearing, and I thought it was a mistake on his part by doing that. And now what they're going to do is the defense is going to use the Ron Logan situation as the other person involved. And we all know, I'm not saying anything about Ron Logan no more, because the only thing I just question is about the coordinates of his phone at the locations they were at. That's all I had to say. I've already said I don't believe he's BG. I don't believe he killed anybody. He's indirectly involved. I don't know if it's because he literally found the girls and freaked out. We just don't know. But I can tell you, my honest opinion is I don't believe that Ron Logan had anything to do with the murder, or he was BG. So that's just my honest opinion on that, and I'm going to leave that at rest until somebody tells me why allegedly his phone was where it was. I just can't rule him out as being involved somehow. Yeah, and that's another good thing, Randy. That is a good thing you brought up. Why hasn't the prosecution filed for a death penalty case yet? I'd like to talk about that. Why haven't they been seeking the death penalty? They know that, there's Marv's here. Hi.
Hi.
She got her work done.
I got my work done.
Yeah, brought up. You came right in at a perfect time. Why hasn't the death penalty been brought to the table yet?
I haven't heard anything about the death penalty in this case.
Exactly. And that's what worries me. They might think that Richard Allen's tied in somehow, but they know he didn't actually kill him.
Yeah, we've only heard about the probable cause, the moving the trial, discovery, the bond, and what was
next month.
And what was the other one?
The gag order.
Oh, the gag order, yeah.
And like I was telling him just a few minutes ago, I said a lot of us had suspected they were going to keep the gag order in place.
Yeah. I mean, it's not uncommon. The Idaho case has it too.
Well, I mean, I've listened to some other people and read some other things, and they said it's unusual for a gag order to last throughout the whole proceedings. And I said, Indiana, they could have the gag order through the whole thing until the conclusion of the trial.
Yeah.
And it sounds like it's what Judge Gaz is doing. And she said from the get-go, from the beginning, that she wanted to keep the case in Carroll County. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, she did.
I understand where she's coming from when she made that ruling today due to the fact that they're paying for the defense team and for witnesses and money they need for all that. Why?
Experts.
And how can we afford to move the trial 150 miles away and pay for all the hotel stays wherever they are, feed them, and things in that nature?
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's nothing been said anything about the death penalty yet.
Hi, everyone that's saying hello to me.
You can go through
I'm
there.
here.
Go ahead and go through it, the list, and say hi.
No, that's all right. I was just kind of scrolling and I saw hi, Marv. So I just wanted to say hi real quick.
And I made it very clear to them that we do not believe Ron Logan's bridge guy or the murderer.
No.
But we just got to figure out why his phone allegedly is at these places at these times to exclude him directly out of this whole picture. And I will let you know right now, I did a background check on Ron Logan.
Oh, yeah.
He never went to the Department of Corrections when he was sentenced for those 4 years. They did the same thing to him that they did to Anthony Greeno.
They kept him in the local jail.
Yeah, but they moved him to Newcastle Correctional for protection from those letters that we saw from his attorney to the prosecutor.
Yep.
That's why they moved him to the Newcastle facility for protection.
D. Ashley.
And I showed him a video today of Richard Allen actually inside the courthouse coming off the elevator and then walking him down the stairs to give them an actual visual of a whole person instead of the upper half of him.
Yeah.
So you guys can get it in your head what he looks like from head to toe, his stature.
Yeah. Sorry, keep talking. I'm getting D some stuff for the
Good to see you, Miss Thang.
for the night bot.
Stop with this messenger. Yeah, see Christy Adams. See, me and Marv, when I went to the PCA hearing, when I heard him say that, my jaw dropped, and I came back and told her, and I said, I think he made a mistake by saying that. Because if he can't produce what he's saying in court, there's going to be a big problem. Big problem. All right, you guys.
I can tell you this, okay? I am very worried. Very worried. And I'm worried because of all this Ron Logan stuff.
Yep.
All it takes is one juror to have reasonable doubt. And because individuals keep pushing this Ron Logan stuff,
Yep.
that can cause reasonable doubt. And I told you this the other day. If this keeps it up, we will never get a conviction in this case.
Nope. That's why I believe they're keeping the gag order in place, because of this kind of stuff going on. Oh, believe me, trust me. Ellie, I can guarantee you the judge, everybody and their mother involved with this case has been watching YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
I can guarantee it. Oh,
Yep.
yes, I agree, William. I totally agree.
I am very worried about this because there are individuals that are out there pushing this narrative. And
well, not Danger Dave, the KK stuff, I could see, because we cannot exclude him because of the Anthony Shots account.
right.
We cannot exclude KK.
Andrea, you just take care of what you need to take care of, hon. We've got it covered here.
What happened?
Her best friend's husband died of cancer.
I'm so sorry.
And so she's helping with funeral information and stuff. So don't you worry, hon. You just take care of what you got to take care of and listen if you can, and we're good. I'm here. We're good.
And I've been hearing through the grapevine, that the Ron Logan family is planning to sue.
The what?
The Ron Logan family are planning to sue.
I don't blame them one bit. I don't blame them one bit.
Yeah, exactly, Purdue. All they have to prove is that Richard Allen is BG. That's all they have to do.
Right.
And that's what we've been saying for the last month or so. They don't have to prove that he did anything but force them off that bridge, or actually to make one step away with the gun.
Yeah. So I don't know what happened with Ron Logan. I don't know if he figured that night he was going to go out and search on his own and found him and freaked out and just tried to cover it up. I don't know. All we know is that he was very close to the bodies. You know, but that doesn't mean he did anything.
Right. This is a good question here, Mrs. Thang. You got to remember the FBI and the county were not seeing eye to eye when it came to the Ron Logan situation.
And they could not match that bullet to any of Ron Logan's guns.
This is the bullet.
They did not want anybody to know they had the bullet.
For everybody that's been involved in this case from day one, there's always been mention of ammunition that was found at the scene. A .40 caliber ammunition was found at the scene.
What's wrong, Rose? Why are you giving us a grrr? So, yeah.
You know. And then you got the defense wanting all these documents and everything. And I started looking through there, and they were requesting for documents that has nothing to do with this case.
Yes. And
then I see the rebuttal by Nick McClellan in his case on his motion saying, hey, look, I have nothing to do with what's going on with the election, the civil suits between Mike Thomas, the sheriff, and Leslie and Liggett and all them. He says, I have no part of that.
Yeah.
You know, you want information that's not pertaining to this case, which technically there is, because Liggett is the lead investigator out of Carroll County when it came to this case.
Right.
And then you got interviews with Lesenby through the news media on numerous occasions. I'm sure they're wanting to hear all those. And from when I talked to, one of my people that I call,
Yeah.
he directly told me when he was in the courtroom, the judge said there was thousands of pages of depositions. And he said and the judge even made it clear there's no way they're going to be ready for trial by March.
No, God, no. This is going to get delayed until the beginning of 2024, I think.
Well, we're just going to have to see. It just depends on what the prosecutors is going to give up. Because I'm telling you, the prosecutor is going to push that Brady law, whatever it is. He's going to push it to the limit. Trust me. Where he doesn't file this, some Brady law. It's something they have to turn over. And if they withheld evidence, you have to read it. It's confusing.
Yeah. Christy, we don't know how they actually found the bullet. All we know is that there was a bullet between the two girls that they found.
CBS reported 29 pieces of evidence.
Angela, MS's Murder Sheets. It's a podcast, and the name of it is Murder Sheets.
Event inquiries. I've got to be good while we're live.
Yes, you do.
She's got it. She's got me under a dog collar here, so I got to be good while we're live.
I do not have you under a shock collar.
I didn't say shot collar.
Oh, what did you say?
I said a dog collar when it comes to that on live.
Yeah.
The judge is giving them a week to decide on what counties to pull jurors from.
Right.
So they better not pull my name because it's a definite no.
That one, go for it.
No, because they'll know who I am.
I know.
They'll know who I am. It's the same way with Randy. He knows he ain't going to get no summons.
I know. Hi, Zorba. Zorba's the little kitty cat that tried to steal money. Can't say she's a little kitty cat and little kitten anymore because she's all grown up.
It's hard to say, J-Locks. It's going to be a mix of counties. Honestly, I really couldn't tell you. I don't see it being like that.
I don't think it'll be a mix of county. It's going to have to be a large county, though.
Yeah.
Where they can get a good number of people.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard of a mix of counties.
Yeah. That's what I was saying, Digital. I mean, I think Nick McClellan's in over his head. That's my honest opinion. We've done so much looking into him. We cannot find one trial that murder trial he's ever done. And that's what worries me.
Yeah.
I mean, you're putting your reputation on the line.
This is the biggest case he's probably ever had.
It's the biggest case Indiana's had since Lord knows how long.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to bring Robert Ives back. Let him assist.
Exactly.
Let him assist.
Who's what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, every time that I've seen Nick McClellan in person, he's sweating bullets every time you see him. I mean, I got very up close to him when we was at the courthouse with the PCA, and I'm like, my God, man, you're sweating profusely here. Are you nervous or what, dude?
J-Lock says, how good is the defense team? I don't know the defense attorneys.
The word is they're
a dream team?
Basically, for the state of Indiana. A couple of the top attorneys out of the state of Indiana. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting, that's for sure.
That's why I see I've been saying it looks like there might be a speedy trial on this because I'm starting to see some of the same things what happened with the O.J. Simpson trial. They were rushing everything.
I don't think it's going to be speedy because the defense has to go through all these documents. That's going to take time. I don't think we're going to see any trial until 2024.
Or maybe the end of 2023 at the earliest.
Between the judges' already murder cases that she has, plus all of the documents that the defense has to go through, and then find experts to talk about that evidence and go against it and everything.
They don't even have a trial date set. I mean, It's tentatively set for, but she canceled it for March. And if you read the case file, it says first setting, which means it's the first day they're going to talk about basically on a new trial date.
Right. Yeah, we've heard that too, Digital. Good question, John.
Yeah.
Great question.
I mean, I'm not trying to down the man whatsoever because I don't know him personally, but just from following his case and doing some background on him, I have not found that he has tried a murder case yet. So that kind of worries me because that's a big stakes type of thing there.
That's why I'm saying he should have some backup.
Yeah, because if you read the case file, he's the only attorney representing the state. He usually lists a team like the defense did.
Well, like I told you, out of all the trials I've watched, the only trial that has been done in less than a year is that Daryl Brooks out of Waukesha. Otherwise, even trials around here take 2-3 years to get going, even if they request a speedy trial with all the delays and the motions and stuff.
There was a murder here a few years back with a minister and his wife. His wife, it was a break-in, and the wife woke up and she was murdered. It took them 7 years to finally get a conviction on the guy who actually shot her because of mistrials. Yep, 7 years.
The Idaho case is a case all on its own vid.
Oh, yeah.
That's nuts. Purdue says they are mediocre in the big scheme of things. Glad an outside high-profile attorney did not hop on board with the defense. Yeah.
We don't know if anything, who else is going to hop on next. We don't know that yet. We just don't know. I mean, this case is taking twists and turns left and right. I mean, it's almost like the judge has sided with the defense a lot. But then again, I see that she took basically the prosecutor's side to keep the gag order in place and to keep the case in Carroll County, but with people from the outside coming in as jurors.
So actually, they both got what they wanted.
It's a moneymaker for Carroll County, definitely.
Well, but the prosecution got what they wanted by keeping it in Carroll County.
And the gag order.
Got what they wanted because they're going to get jurors outside of Carroll County. So it's a win-win for both in the end.
But I do see why she did keep it in Carroll County. She didn't want to spend more money than she had to, already having to pay for the defense's team and all that. I understand all that.
There's rumors about an investigator, and we know who that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the families will be able to stay at home and go to the courthouse in town there, and so that'll be a good thing.
and I guess there was a few seats open in the courtroom today too. So,
Well, I think that's because everybody knew it was not going to be that long.
right.
So they just figure we'll just listen to what the TV has to say in the news stations and go from there.
Hey, Danger Dave, I agree with what you're saying there, but then again, what the defense will say that over 80% of the men in Delphi or Carroll County dress like BG. That's what they're going to say.
Yeah. Hi, Mark. How are you?
Nice to see you, Mark. Diamond Eyes or J-Lo. Yeah, the hearing was only about 10 minutes long.
J-Locks.
J-Locks, excuse me.
Was JM there?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I know that Murder Sheets was the very first people there. They were there since last night. I know Randy was there for a little bit, but he didn't go into the courtroom. I know Thomas Frost was there, Russ McQuaid, Ruth Ann Gordon. I don't know who else was there.
But
You see, Mrs. Thing, I'm still having a problem with this Money Bloody guy on 300. I still have a big problem with that, due to the fact that all the people that were at the Mears lot, at the parking lot, that arrived around 4 o'clock when this guy allegedly was walking up 300. Why didn't anybody else see this guy? I mean, you got to think about that one.
Randy, what do you mean you were reported because you did a video out there? Can prosecutor prove a timeline? We'll find out.
Honestly, what is the real timeline?
Yeah.
What is the real timeline?
But here's my thing. If there's these thousands and thousands of pages that they have to give to the defense in discovery, you know dang well they have more than what they're saying.
Oh, yeah, of course. And, you know, what's up, Mr. Jensen? Nice to see you.
So you know they have more.
Yeah.
They're just not telling us what it is.
Yeah, I remember, Randy, when people tipped you in as BG. I remember all that. And I think people should know better because you're what, 6'3", 6'4"?
I was going to say.
You're a big guy. You would tower over BG.
You got that right, William. This case is strange and sad at the same time.
But I do believe the judge knows what she's doing on this case, and she's going to keep it in order.
Yeah.
From what I saw when at the PCA, she's a no-nonsense type of woman. I could tell already. Just the one statement she made in the courtroom to the gallery was telling me this woman is not playing.
Yeah. And we don't know what the theories are or anything. All we were given was what we were given in the probable cause. It was like a big cliffhanger teaser to all of us.
Right.
And now that the gag order's in place, we're going to have to wait until the trial to find out.
And see, and I've been hearing chatter throughout the true crime community that the page 8 of the PCA was allegedly more evidence pointing toward Richard Allen, but they just didn't put it in there.
Oh, see, and I heard it was just a list of the witnesses.
So
who knows what it was? Is it true that they dug up Richard Allen's backyard? Yes, they did dig it up. Was it because of the cat? We're not sure. Could have been.
Let's see, another problem I have is the search warrant of Richard Allen's house, and I'll tell you why I have a problem.
Sure, Miss Thing, we can.
The problem that I have is apparently the police were already on his property before the search warrant was even served.
Mm.
And there's pictures of that.
Is that footage today of RA available online?
Yes, yes, it is.
I have not had a chance to watch anything yet today.
You want me to pull it? They're in our email. I just played 2 of them. You can play them again if you want.
No, we're good. I've got all weekend to watch stuff, and on Monday, so
Yeah. She's got another Monday off, 3 in a row, guys.
woohoo!
But I mean,
Now Purdue makes a good point. Everyone may dress like BG. However, we only have one male who admits he was on the bridge the day and time of the murders.
right. Oh, there he goes. I think the biggest evidence so far is the evidence is the unspent round, which is kind of questionable, and then his own admissions. But I just feel like there's something more to this whole situation. The conservation officer has really been bugging me a lot lately.
Yeah.
Something is up with that.
Mark, I'm so glad that you're finally getting over that 3-week flu-like cold thing. I heard that's awful. Yeah. You want to know what we know, and one day you will. Yes, Christy, I did have headaches before I got rid of my hair.
Somebody asked Purdue, Vanessa Marie asked Purdue, do you agree with other actors? I want to put my 2 cents in on that question to Purdue RN.
Yeah.
See, that's the big thing, a big problem that I have with what Nick McClelland did during the PCA, announcing that they believe there's other people or actors involved. Okay, if that's the case, you were so quick to have evidence against Richard Allen to arrest him, but where's your evidence against these other alleged person or persons? I mean, come on, man, you should have done made an arrest by now.
I wanted to let the chat room and y'all know that I'll be posting a couple of links on Tabitha's page. Okay.
We've had some discussions, Mark, over some things that we've read that was sent to us. Well, we need to get with you.
Yeah. I'd like people to interact with them after you read up on some of what we have online. Okay.
Did you already get with him about some missing documents?
Yeah, we're trying to find them. Got a couple merch orders for Tabitha shirts. Awesome.
Hey, good. Good.
The prosecutor said the reason they didn't want to release the PCA is because they didn't want to tip off other people involved. Yeah. John, thank you so much. Did you hear anything about one of the conservation officers passing away recently?
No. I heard about it today, and it's supposed to be looked into. I heard it through somebody else, and they're going to look into it because allegedly this person's got the list of the conservation officers out of Carroll County, and he's eliminated 2, and he was down to 2, and allegedly one of them passed away, and that's what he was talking about, and he wanted to look into more of that. But the other one, everybody knows the name of the other one. I'm not going to say it, but his name's been mentioned on numerous occasions.
Yeah. Oh, Mark, believe me, they're going to know the truth about what you experienced because that was a bunch of BS.
The more and more that she's reading and getting me to understand what's going on with this case, oh my goodness. We're waiting on a reply from you know who, so hopefully he gets back to us.
Yeah. So there was a trail cam out by the bridge, but it wasn't working at the time of the murders.
Ask Randy. He knows all about the trail cams out there.
Randy!
Where you at, Randy? My understanding that it was dismantled or broken or something. That they keep having to replace them out there.
Right.
Because people keep destroying them.
12 cut, they don't want the witnesses' names released right now. Yes, of course, during the trial, they are going to release their names when they testify. And whoever's in the courtroom at the time is going to hear all about it and see them. Unfortunately, we will not because cameras are not allowed in the courtroom.
But hopefully I'll be in the courtroom.
Yeah, here's hoping, Rose. Okay, the trail cam is in a video and has red light on, so that would be working, correct? Not necessarily. Randy says yes. Yes, what, Randy?
He's talking about the trail cams. You want to come on and explain it, Randy? Yeah, man.
I doubt that any of those trail cams were his. They're probably more the owner of the property.
I do believe that the Webbers had one at one point in time somewhere in that area. There he is. Mr. Delphi himself.
Hey everyone, how y'all doing?
What's going on, buddy?
Oh, not much.
Now explain the situations with the trail cams because you know that area pretty well.
Okay, hang on a minute. Marv,
Okay.
You know you lost your superpowers when you cut your hair, right? What superpowers? I wish I had superpowers.
Yes, Vanessa, the deer stands are gone. The CPS building's gone. Some of the shacks are gone that were on Ron Logan's property. All right.
Yeah, there's a lot of things.
I'm going to run to the bathroom while you two discuss these trail cams.
All right.
All right.
Go ahead, Randy.
All right. Before they started putting all the trail cams at the beginning or the Freedom Bridge parking lot, there was the big information trail cams was never there. Don't know if they had the cameras on the Freedom Bridge or not at that time. But on Kay Weber's property, it was explained that every time they put up a deer cam up there, somehow somebody breaks it, destroys it. It's like, or it doesn't work. So I did a video of how somebody sent me a photo that one time it did work, show how clear it was. We would have known a better view of the killer and the girls at that day, but that particular day it was broken, and understanding there were other trail cams along the driveway. But the question is, how did he know about these other trail cams not to be seen on those trail cams? And that's what I got from people that, there is other trail cams, but they're not saying where they are. But you wonder how the killer knew about these. How did he get by not being seen on those trail cams on that property? Because
Right.
it's kind of strange that he got away with not being seen with the girls on the driveway area if there's others coming in and out, going on the south side of the bridge. But yeah, the trail cam on the south side was broken. They seems like they just stopped putting a new one.
You see
trail
this,
cam,
Rest in Justice?
yeah, trail cam on the south side edge, Weber, which they got. Yes, well, that one right on the south end of that bridge, there's a tree. They put one trail cam. It's always getting broken. For somehow it's high enough. Somebody either throw rocks, big rocks, or something. They usually don't understand how anybody would just destroy a trail cam that doesn't belong to them. It's like they're wanting to do something evil on their property so they won't know. But if that was working that day, we would have a better advantage of seeing who he was and the girls. What if he was holding? We would be able to see the gun he was holding on the south side on those girls.
Right.
But that was the only one. In the other trail cam that the Mears had, that was at at that time people were parked at, got one of the McCain brothers riding his bike to the cemetery. And that's where we are getting that. How could he not be seen on the Mears trail cam, the BG that was reported being bloody, muddy, of that one lady saw walking on 300?
And see, that's making me wonder that you brought that up, 12 cut here. It's making me wonder if they've got him on video walking by the store, and if they got him on video getting back into his vehicle and leaving the CPS building.
Well, Anderson's warehouse across from the old CPS building, they had cameras.
You talk about, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
They
right
also have cameras too. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
And when I was with Thomas Frost and Indy Archives, I told him what we need to do is see if there was any type of cameras in the back of Hoosier Harvest Store of the storage unit. There was none. There were no cameras in the back of that. So he could have went.
But he still would have been seen from the front because they got a clear picture of his car at the CPS building from those cameras. They would have had to have seen him walk back to his car. From what direction, we don't know. And somebody just asked a question here.
What was it?
Let me see. Stephanie, could he have walked in trees to avoid trail cams? Well, we've been talking about, Stephanie, we don't believe there was any operative trail cams at the time. And it doesn't matter if he walked a tree line. There was no foliage or anything at that time of the year. You could see people walking through the woods. I'll give a prime example. When I went on my first march last year in March, we went to the crime scene. We walked the ravine up to the cemetery, walked to the cemetery, walked down 302 to the gate where the girls were dropped off at. And one of the people that was with us decided that she wasn't going to walk up the ravine to the cemetery, so she was going to walk back through the woods. Well, we're on 300. We could see her walking the trail back toward the north end of the bridge. That's how well you can see through them woods with no foliage.
Basically, you can see from 300 to the trail, people walking on the trail. So he can't hide in the woods, basically.
Yeah.
You be able to see him. So if say if he did, he left from the cemetery, and if he walked behind the Mears home and walked behind the Hoosier Harvest storage units, he would have been not seen because back behind the Hoosiers Harvest storage units, they didn't have no cameras. He would be able to just walk through where the train cars are to get to the car. So the only time he would have been seen would be from the Anderson warehouse that has a camera.
Right.
But he didn't go that way. He went this person who saw 300. So there was people there at the time he would have walked through. There's at least 6 people would have saw him walking by, but only one person saw him walking on 300.
See, that's why I have a big problem with this muddy, bloody guy walking down 300. Like, we already know several of the people that were at the Mears lot. We already know who they are. And it was approximately, 3:57 or something like that when this lady said she was driving down 300 and saw them.
Yeah.
Well, these people were there at that time at the Mears lot, parking lot. They would have seen him walk by too. Why was it?
Not if he wasn't walking on the road in that area. She could have seen him more down the road going towards the CPS building. We don't know where she saw him at.
Right.
That's the thing. Hey, Sleuth.
What's going on, Sleuth?
Hey,
Nice
Sleuth,
to
how
see
you
you, brother.
doing? But still, there were people at the drop off if he walked by them because Derek and Tara was waiting for
They
people.
would have seen him.
Yeah, they would have seen him. So
that's why
if this
he was on that part of the road.
So if this lady saw him passing the Harvest store at that time when he drove by the car at around 1:30 past it, but he walked by a Harvest store, then that's probably where she saw him. But there's other people who would have saw him at the drop off. It's just a question.
William, he lives in that area. He's gonna know.
His house was only 3.3 miles away from the south end of the bridge.
Right. So he knows that area. He's
It's like,
been
why
on
didn't
that bridge and walked around the area frequently.
Well, it's just a question. Why didn't he just leave the car at his place
and walk back?
Walk from the crime scene back home.
Right.
And he wouldn't have been seen.
Nope.
So this person really wasn't thinking how to do things of what he wanted to do, how to escape. So he just got seen driving by a harvest store on the camera. He would be coming from the cemetery that way.
I want to. So if Richard Allen looked like his pictures when he was clean shaved and everything, okay, and was walking on that trail that day, and I had gone into CVS later after he changed his facial features by growing the beard and stuff, I wouldn't have recognized him either.
But
he changed so drastically.
But you got to remember, there's only been one person who said they recognized his voice and they could not place it where it was at, and that was Tobe Lesenby. And more than likely, if he did recognize the voice, it was from being in the CVS and Richard Allen.
He just couldn't put a face with the name and the voice.
Exactly.
Yep.
Stephanie, we don't know how he not get caught on the Mears camera. That's the question. How did he avoid the Mears camera?
Right.
We don't know that answer. How he did, but he got caught on the Harvest store camera by the car. And if he got caught,
they only told us about the fact that they have his car on camera.
Yeah.
They didn't divulge if they have him on camera.
So we don't know how he. That's why he said this person would know where all the cameras were. Especially he probably would have known that the mirror's camera is broken somehow if he looked over there the day before and said, okay, it's broken. So nobody would notice that he was walking on their property. But walking through that area, there's several other cameras on the mirror's property, Kay's property. I mean, don't know how he got away with it because Kay, there was a camera that Kay has that shows people on her property down by the creek where the girls crossed. So they would have been seen on that camera.
But for some reason, it doesn't seem like that camera was working that day.
Yeah, it seems like there's several cameras wasn't working that day, and we just don't know.
Awful funny that you say that, and then you got 5.5 years later, you got Brad Weber holding 2 girls hostage at gunpoint.
Yeah,
on the private drive.
On the private drive, like how did you know that? Like, of course,
right, exactly.
But we just don't know. We're hopefully by time the jury comes in, court date, we might hear more about that.
I'm sure we will.
Yeah,
that's why I can't wait for the bond hearing because I'm planning to attend that. You know they're going to give an explanation. It's going to be some type of evidence explaining why he does not deserve a bond.
Yeah.
That's
hopefully.
Why. Yeah,
and
hopefully.
It's not just a repeat of the probable cause.
No.
So
little by little, it'll come out. And then at the trial, we're going to hear everything.
Well, I'm hoping to see if they make an arrest anytime soon when they are alleging they believe there's other actors involved. I mean, you had them. You're going on 6 years. Come on. If you believe there's other people involved, unless it's witnesses that you're giving immunity to.
It was just kind of strange. Everything happened in October before the election.
Exactly. Yeah, that's another strange coincidence too.
Mm-hmm.
Now you watch. They'll come to have a hearing before the trial in March, and they're going to cancel it and schedule a new trial date. I'll bet 10-1. As soon as that happens, Keegan Klein's case gets continued again too, because his trial is supposed to start in May.
It depends. He's got to almost be out of continuations.
No, they can continue it as long as they want.
Oh.
As long as he's working with the prosecutor, they'll keep continuing it.
William, if others are involved, they don't have the evidence to arrest them yet. And that's what they're working on.
Yeah.
Getting that evidence.
Oh, that's what the defense said at the time we went to the court hearing. The defense is, where's the other people that he's talking about, the prosecutor's talking about? What other actors there's not in the probable cause of these other people? So I think that this is why they're wanting investigators to come and try to hunt certain things down.
When did RA state that he was the man BG captured on video and audio?
He
RA never stated that.
No, he didn't.
Never stated it.
He just admitted to being on the bridge, and he was dressed like BG. That's all he's admitted to, and seeing the 3 witnesses on the trail.
Yeah.
The Carroll County election for sheriff, Diamond Eyes. That's the election we're talking about.
I don't know if the girls are seen on any cameras. If the mirror cameras weren't working, then they wouldn't have been seen. The only camera they may have been on was by the Harvest store driving by when they got dropped off.
Well, it's not on the mirror's camera, not the Harvest store.
Well, if the mirrors weren't working that day, they wouldn't have been on mirrors either.
Well, the mirrors was working because they got
one of the cameras got Kelsey's car. at 1:49 that day.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Okay.
It's right there by the drop off, and they saw the McCain brother riding the bike.
So that would be the minute actually, because the mayor's house, I believe, has cameras on it. I do believe when we was walking 300 that day, and we saw them staring out the window, I looked over there. I could have swore I saw cameras on the house, like pointing toward the gate. So,
Yeah.
and they saw us entering there, and that's when they popped up at the window, like, who the hell is these people?
Yeah.
Hey, Connor.
How you doing, Connor?
And that's the strange part. If he was walking 300, he would have on the mirror's camera at that time.
Right.
And he would have been on the drive, his car be on their cameras. So they only mentioned the Harvest store. It's kind of strange. They only mentioned the Harvest store, not the mirrors.
Maybe they're holding that for a reason until trial.
Probably.
See, that's what I've been thinking also. What I think they need to do is get this straightened out between these witnesses about the man in black and the guy who looked like BG. They need to get that worked out and figure out what the hell's going on with that.
It's like two people. One was wearing, like Richard Allen was wearing the blue jacket, and there was another person wearing a black jacket and black pants. So it's kind of strange. How could you get a blue pants to be a black pants?
You don't.
Yeah.
They're either blue or they're black.
And see, if you're wearing black, you're not going to see blood on black.
Yeah.
Right.
And in the Libby's photo shows he's wearing blue jeans, not black.
Right.
Jeans.
All right. So William wants to know, do you guys believe others are involved in the Delphi murders?
Honestly, I do believe there's at least one or two more.
I believe two people at the least.
Yeah. I don't think it was just one person.
I don't think so either. That's too much to do to kill two girls and stay
in that time frame. Yeah.
Yeah, and whatever alleged props were at the crime scene, whatever was there to put it all. I mean, it's just too much for one person.
Yeah.
But you do have to understand the timeline with Richard Allen because his timeline is not in it. He's missing time.
Yeah.
From 2:13 until the girls, they said the girls were deceased by 3:30. There's a time lapse from 2:13 until that time for Richard Allen.
Right.
Yep.
Stephanie says, Frank's wearing black, Marv's wearing blue, laughing out loud.
Yep, there's definitely a time lapse with his time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and that's why I'm still leaning toward him being BG right now because he fits all the characteristics. You know, the height has got to be a little bit stumped, but after, I mean, if you're wearing boots, most men wear boots with a 1 or 2 inch stack on it.
Yeah.
And with the way the bridge ties were uneven as you walk across them, I can understand the gant, the walk, and things of that nature. And as far as the pants is concerned, I have the same issue, guys. I'm 6 foot tall, but I got short legs. But and my waist is a 36, and I can't find pants long enough to go to my shoes, so I have to get a 32 or 34, and my pants get all bunched up down toward my ankles and toward my shins because they're longer than what I should be wearing.
Yeah.
I do agree with that. The blue jacket thing, we've seen him with numerous videos with a blue jacket on. The one where he's sitting in his car looking at his phone and his wife walked up on him, he had a blue jacket on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know if anybody's listened to the audio of him and his wife on that ski lift. I see a resemblance in the voice, even though it was a split second of him talking. I do see a resemblance with the voice and the BG voice.
Yep.
Yeah.
But to say that he actually killed the girls, I can't say that. And, I will not say that he did because There's no proof that he actually did. There's only
Yeah.
proof that he attempted to kidnap him.
Yeah. Because that's what the prosecutor said that day when we were in the courtroom. Kind of like vice versa. Did he help the other two people, or did the other two people help Richard Allen? So it's kind of like vice versa. And,
Right.
We just don't know. But that's why the prosecutor said there's somebody help Richard, but he's not giving up. It's like
Right.
he's being held hostage to not to talk.
And it's making me wonder, and something else has been lagging on my mind. You're not hearing too much about his daughter at all. You're not hearing nothing about her. And it's got things running through my mind. I wonder if she's tied in as a witness, or she could have been the one that tipped them off or something. For them to go to that house, they had to have had a tip in of some sort for them to go to that house and do a search like they did.
I think his daughter's just laying low because she don't want the media and stuff all over.
I didn't ask if who showed up for him.
The same ladies, from my understanding, was the same ladies there today.
Same ladies that they were there when we were there.
Yeah, when I talked to Russ McQuaid this morning, he said the same two ladies were there this morning, and he walked by him and said, "I love you," to him. So his daughter, I believe, J-Locks, is 28, 29.
Yeah.
She's married. She got married pretty young. Went to college and got out of college and got married immediately after that, from my understanding.
You know, the one thing is Dr. Carter is not in the courtroom at all. You would thought he would be in the courtroom.
Not for these little ones. It doesn't pay for him to go there for a 10, 15 minute hearing or whatever. When the court case actually starts going to court, he'll be there. He's too busy to go there just for 10 minutes.
Who's this again?
Doug Carter.
Oh, yeah. Here's a good comment by William M.
We've heard online in different groups that people said that his wife is still standing behind him, but we don't know for sure.
William's thinking, see, there's always been talk over the years that there's somebody with a lot of weight and power that's involved in this, and that's why it's taking so long.
Yeah.
And that's just the way I see it right now. Sean Ellis.
What?
Cindy De La Fonte is asking, who is Sean Ellis?
Sean Ellis. Who is Sean Ellis?
Only Ellis's we know are Gabe Ellis and his daughter, and wait, that's enough. I'm thinking I can let you something with it.
I don't know who Sean Ellis is.
I don't either. First time I've ever heard.
Yeah, I don't. I know the other Ellis brothers, in Kokomo area. That was brought a long time ago. That's the only Ellis. I've never heard of Sean.
Yeah, I'm trying to think back, and that name does not ring a bell.
And I'm trying to picture what he would look like, but I don't. Is he from Kokomo? Where's he from?
I don't know.
Who's that?
That's Sean Ellis.
Yeah. Hey, love, what's going on? Yeah, I don't know. That's just kind of strange.
I'm trying to rack my brain, and I don't
I
know at all.
Let me see if I can find him. Where do you go?
When it comes to this case,
There's so many people over the years that keeps been added on so much, and it's just
yeah, but I'm trying to think back to the list of that I've seen, and I don't believe there was a Sean Ellis on there.
I don't believe there was either.
no. So I said, Cindy, is he from Kokomo or where's he from?
It's not from that. There it is. Let me look here. Give me a second.
Because I'm looking. All I see back, Sean Ellis wrongly convicted of murder back in 1993. Is finally fully. Well, he's a. Is it back in '93? Black.
I see the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm getting a kick out of Miss Haunted Parlors digs at Doug Carter on the helicopter. We will get justice, William. We just got to be patient until this trial starts and we can get information. Someone on Sleuth's chat said Sean Ellis said he was there on the trail that day. Sean.
The Sean Ellis we see on here, that's a new one for me. I never heard of that one. What time he's supposed to? It's question. What time he's supposed to have been there on the trail that day?
So, do we know anything about Ari's brother-in-law who passed away?
I haven't heard anything on it.
No, not me. I've never heard of that.
Yeah, we really haven't been following her Facebook page, so. Do you mean Gabe Ellis?
Well, Gabe Ellis and some of his brothers is supposed to have been he's supposed to have been there. But
does he have a brother named Sean? No, J-Wax, I do not see him taking a plea deal, not unless they have concrete evidence against him.
Yep.
But they so far for them, they have no way of putting them there that day. Gabe Ellis and that there really wasn't there.
But Gabe Ellis was arrested in Carroll County a day or two later.
Yeah.
With
or something
Serena's
else.
cousin.
Yeah.
Thank you, Melissa.
But he doesn't put him there at the.
Yeah, I don't know who.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about it because I've tried to go to her Facebook, and every time I go, she's turned it off or you can't see it or anything. So I quit bothering going looking at her page. So it is interesting though, because I keep somebody made a comment a couple of lives ago about they didn't have tracking on Snapchat back then. I said, no shit. I said, no shit, Sherlock. I said, the way he was tracking the girls was through their Snapchat account. He was watching, they were posting stuff and they were telling where they were at. And that's how he knew where they were.
Yeah.
Because Libby had there was people that saw her out there on her Snapchat live.
And I'm honestly, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I went back and looked at the picture of Abby on the bridge again. and something is just off with that picture. Go down to her feet, and I swear them shoes look like they're superimposed on her feet. I swear to God, they do. I'm like,
I don't see that.
I do. It doesn't look real.
It just looks like a filter from Snapchat to me.
It might have. I don't know nothing about all that stuff, but that just looked kind of weird to me.
Hell, you don't know how Libby works on her phone, so
Yeah.
she does a lot of different things on her phone.
Thank you, William.
So, I can't wait to the bond hearing. I cannot wait for that.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
So, I mean, if he does get a bond, you know exactly what's going to happen. The wife going to put the house up for collateral.
Well, probably all
Depending on how much it is.
if they lower the bond in order for him to get out. But it'd be a question where he would go. Where he going to be parked?
Yeah, J Locks, I do agree. I think if she does grant him bond, she's going to make it so high where it's going to be impossible for him to get out.
Right.
Yeah.
They would have to put him in hiding.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, especially.
They would be 24-hour guard on him at all times.
They would have to put him in a different state.
I was going to say, pretty much, yeah. Different name, different state, yeah. Change his appearance again.
Keep him out in the country that nobody won't know where he is.
Yeah.
Place to be down in the boondocks somewhere.
Yeah.
And now I'm starting to realize why they cropped that video like they did too. I mean, it just came to my mind because me and you, all of us, several of us got the picture of where Abby's arm's in the photo with BG, the back of her arm. Well, if you watch the video, they clip it right before her arm comes into the frame, so you don't see it. So that tells me that he was a lot closer than when it originally appears. So she actually recorded him walking up on him closer to me. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We're just going to have to sit back and wait. They got a week to determine, because it sounds like they're probably going to have an emergency hearing here soon when it comes to what county they want to try to pull jury selection from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would imagine the hearing's going to be set here pretty soon for that. Or unless they are going to do it during the bond hearing. I mean, that's what, a month away? Yeah, just a little over a month away. So I see. It's hard to say right now. I mean,
if they do any trial, I would say either it will be in the fall if they do the trial.
Who is JLR?
Oh, it's that one guy. I just had him up here. Hold on, I'll get him. I just had him up here. Hold on, where'd he go? Where's my Facebook page? I just had him on here. His name is
yes,
Jonathan Lee Ritchie's. His name is Jonathan Lee Ritchie's. That's who screamed today.
Ah.
So he was in Delphi. That's who screamed at Richard today.
J-Locks, yes, I do agree that there's more video that they're not going to show us. I do believe that they actually captured him closer than what they're actually showing us. and they got more detail of BG in that video than what we see.
Well, especially look how long at the beginning people are asking to give us more information to try to find him
Yeah.
at the beginning of this.
But my question is, why wasn't it followed up afterwards? After the conservation, this conservation officer just got me bugging right now because it just don't add up. I mean, you think about it.
A lot of things in this case have not added up for a long time. We're finally going to get information once this trial starts.
If it even makes the trial. What I'm hoping is that the prosecutor is going to give the defense a piece of discovery, and the defense is going to be like, oh shit, there ain't nothing we could do to counteract that. We got to go talk to our client.
Yeah.
That's what I'm waiting to see happen here. Go and say, hey, look, man, this piece of evidence, there's nothing we could do to defute it. You need to start talking if you want a lenient sentence or possibly seeking a death penalty on you.
Yeah.
And that's why I honestly believe that the Keegan situation and this case here is coincided with each other. Think about it. One has a court date, then a week or two later, the next has a court date.
Yeah.
It's like one side's waiting to see what the other side does in their hearing, and then they go back to their side and start working on what they're going to do next for their next hearing.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So, I don't know. Let's see. Purdue, yes, Frank, we have talked about the CO. Why did he not take RA to police station for interview? Yeah, I mean, that's a good question. That's why this conservation officer is really got me bothered, because he's a federal law enforcement officer. He's federal. He's just not a local. He's federal. Okay.
And they were only a block away.
And he should have known from the get-go. When this guy comes in and tells you that, you should have immediately contacted Carroll County or the state police or whatever you had to do and say, hey, I got this guy claiming that he was at the trails today. He said he was on the bridge, da-da-da-da-da. But no, I can't say that I can blame him for the screw up, or I can't say who I can blame for the screw up, period. It lies between him and his superiors, or whatever he did from the time after he talked to Richard Allen.
Yeah.
Well, especially he was at the grocery store. He met them at the grocery store, and he's only a block away from the police station. So that's where they were doing interviews. It was at the police station. Why didn't he just walk him to the police station? He was that close.
Hard to say. But like I've talked to several people today, the defense is going to use the Ron Logan theory. I can tell you that right now. They're going to eat up the prosecutor when it comes to Ron Logan.
Yeah.
So this is where the mistake's going to be happening right now.
Well, yeah, especially if the defense brings that up in court.
Oh, you know it's going to get brought up.
Yeah.
I mean, you guarantee that. Guarantee that. Yeah, that's another question, William. Why would they wait a whole month? Well, actually, it was 6 weeks after the murders to search Ron Logan's house. That's the big question. One of the good questions that needs to be answered also.
Well, one of the answers, because one of the neighbors went to the police and told him Ron Logan lied what they said to the police at the beginning. So that was one of the reasons they went to Ron Logan's house, because he lied.
I mean, you think about it, in most murder cases, wherever the body is discovered, they're automatically going to go to the property owner and start questioning him immediately.
Yeah.
You know, get all of his phone data to verify everything he said that he did. You know, it just still bothers me. He was not affected to go to the transfer station, know that he would be seen on camera driving, but was not worried about driving to the aquarium store. You see what I'm saying? And making these alibis for all that. That just,
Well, they calling his cousin and say, "Hey, can you back me up?"
There's just some things that just don't make any sense when it comes to that whole situation with Ron Logan. And once again, I'm going to keep implementing this, you guys. I'm not saying he's the beach geek, because I don't believe he is, and I don't believe he's a killer. But it still has to be explained about his phone, and that's all I want to say about that. And yeah, digital. I've heard people talking about the audio. It's not the down or guys is one person and down the hill's another. I mean, I've heard everything under the sun when it comes to that audio, and I believe it's the same person. Go ahead. No, don't start that. It's only Friday.
I need a nap.
Well, Danger Dave, I am leaning a lot toward what you're saying there, because it just makes sense at the locations and the times that the locations of the GPS were at the crime scene. That just is common sense. I mean, he had to have been there, or his phone was there at least.
Yeah.
Because one day when Marv gets his video put together, we did, and it'll show, we used a tape measure, we used a digital compass and everything to map out exactly the location of where the girls' bodies were found and how far away Ron Logan's phone GPS coordinate was from the body.
I don't think I got you actually doing the tape measure and spraying the trees. I think it was afterwards.
Okay.
Andrea said, check your message.
What?
Andrea
says, check your message.
No, crud. Message where?
Exactly, Danger Dave. It would make him want to come up with an alibi. And once again, I will explain to everybody, yes, Ron Logan, when they arrested him for violation of probation, they sentenced him to Department of Corrections for 4 years, but they actually did not send him to prison. They basically did the same thing they did to Anthony Greeno, allowing him to do his time in the county, but they ended up transferring him to Newcastle Correctional, from my understanding, was from protection, because me and Marv have some letterheads from his attorney to the prosecutor explaining things that was going on, so they needed to move him.
And then of course, he needed to get back home because he was going to lose his property at the time too.
And that's why they decided to put him on house arrest.
Okay, April Watson says RA did call PD and they sent out CO to interview him. Where'd you get that information from?
I don't know.
Because we have not.
That don't add up.
No.
That does not add up.
And then there's not enough audio to forensically analyze. You are correct on that, because they did try.
Stephanie, they came to me.
It's in the defense statement. Which defense statement? Yes, April, it can be if you're using a satellite and not the phone ping.
Yes, you can triangulate with satellites, guys. You got to remember there was only 2 towers out there in Delphi at that time, so you're going to get the signal to bounce everywhere. So they use satellites to triangulate the actual signal to where the coordinates were at. You guys, if you go back about a month or so, a little over a month or so ago, Hoosier Cold Case did a big old thing on satellite triangulation.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, Stephanie, they came to me. I didn't have to go in for questioning. They came to me.
Give me a second, guys.
Stephanie. So the people who tipped me in, the officer said, because you got tipped in because you're doing videos out there. So you kidding me? So they tipped me in as a BG because I'm filming out there.
Why didn't they find the girls on the night of 13th? That's everybody's question, William.
They should have been thought of. And the day when me and Thomas Frost and Indie Archives, when Indie Archives did the drone thing, and I did the videos and pointing out where the drone's standing at. Since I'm like 6'3", I would have saw the girls there. So if you really looked at my video about that, people would have saw them if they stood right in the middle of the creek, and if they saw the color of Libby's shirt, they would have found them that day on the 13th. For some reason, it was just like it's a brick wall that was up and nobody couldn't find them.
CD got locked out of his Google account, so he's been trying to get his YouTube channel back.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he said, do not add your YouTube channel to TikTok. That's how he got hacked.
Oh, they're hacking from TikTok now?
Yep. So if we have an account up on TikTok, Marv, we might want to remove it.
It's been up there for a while.
Oh, Lord.
But I don't post anything on it.
I don't either. I just watch the video stuff on there.
That's what I use it for right now. Oh. All right, guys. I'm bushed.
Yeah, me too.
I gotta go someplace tomorrow and hopefully meet my lost cousin tomorrow.
All right. Well, we much appreciate everybody coming out tonight. We try to get to everybody's questions and concerns as much as we can. But let's see. Good question, Cindy. I mean, there's a lot of questions when it comes to RA. I mean, like I brought it up before in another live. If he saw the 3 witnesses, the 3 girls, right?
Yeah.
He was on the bridge and didn't see the girls. Okay, and then he allegedly was sitting at one of the benches in between the Freedom Bridge and the trail split of 501, 505. Okay.
Yep.
If that's the case, why didn't he see Derek German, flannel shirt guy? Why didn't he see Cheyenne? Why didn't he see or her girlfriend? Why didn't he see Daniel Pearson, the alleged arguing couple that was at the bridge or under the bridge on the north end? I mean, there's just a lot of open space in his statement that has got me questioning. That's why I'm saying about his time frame from 2:13 to the time that the coroner said they were more likely deceased by 3:30. There's a time lapse from that time until that time.
Yeah.
So
Dream
of pineapple's my ass, Stephanie. So
you can dream of pineapples, just not pineapples.
Hey, listen to this. I got a whole pineapple about a week ago, and I cut that sucker up. I kept looking at him and I was like, God damn it. Here I'm sitting there eating a damn pineapple. I ate the whole thing in one setting. And I paid for it the next day. My sugar was so high, man.
Oh.
All right, guys. So,
Randy, thanks for joining us.
yes,
problem.
much appreciated.
Glad
No
we
problem.
could actually make it.
CD's sitting here messaging me while we're talking. He wanted to come on, but I said we're getting ready to end. So, all right, everybody, much appreciated. Everybody coming out tonight. We love each and every one of you. Remember, we
you.
have merchandise that you guys need to get a hookup on. If you want to be a member, go to our YouTube channel and check out the membership fees. Make sure you hit the thumbs up on your way out. And since Marv's off on Monday, we should be back Monday. I should be working on Jordan Sofer Monday night.
Yeah, maybe they'll get a surprise Monday early afternoon live too.
Yeah, I'm trying to make it early that day. So I'm still trying to gather information when it comes to Jordan. I've been trying to reach out to some of the witnesses that have been mentioned, and I can't get in contact with anybody. So I'm just going to go with what I've got right now until I can access more information on that case. So,
okay.
But otherwise, guys, like I said, much appreciated. Love y'all. We're out of here.
Yes.
Thanks, Randy. Much appreciate you
No
coming
problem.
on. Anybody got any questions or concerns for us? Just hit us at our email. You all know what our email is by now. So we'll see y'all Monday sometime. Peace out.
All right. Bye.
One
everyone.
love, y'all. Good night.